What's going on, guys? I'm Elliot. This is Everything Elliot, and today we're gonna do a new tool Thursday. Wait. No, I'm gonna put this out on a Tuesday, so we'll call it New Tool Tuesday. It's got a better ring to it anyway.
Welcome to Everything Elliot, where I give everything a try. And while you're here, don't forget to check out some of my other videos.
I've got a new tool that I'm excited about for use with my tractor, and we're gonna go over what I'm gonna have to modify with my tractor to make this work. So first things first, let's get it over here. This is Skidding Tong 2-jaw swivel with hook, made in China. Let's get it open, take a look what it looks like, and now this is made by Ruggedmade. It's the same brand that makes my log splitter, and I've had good luck with my log splitter. I've always wanted a set of Log Tongs. I've needed them for a couple jobs that I've done. Figure if I've had good luck with my log splitter, why not give these a try? I saw them on their website and opted to get a set. Now, interesting enough, on the packaging on the outside, it shows them as yellow. You open them up, they're red. All right, let's see if we can get this box all the way open. So these are the biggest set of Log Tongs that they have. They make two different styles. They make one style that just has the hook here, that doesn't have this swivel on it. So it just, the hook is, I think it's actually not a hook, I think it's just a loop that goes on here and then you hook a chain into it. I opted for the swivel, that way if the log wants to roll or spin, it can do that without issue. I was a little concerned about this nut coming loose eventually, but it looks like they actually, man, it's kind of big, but it actually looks like they welded this nut on here, so I don't ever have to worry about that. Everything's actually welded. This is what this nut, or I guess this is just a washer with a bolt running through it, is welded as well. So I won't have to worry about that coming loose. And I guess if it ever bends, it'd be a super easy replacement. Just need a fathead bolt and weld it on the other side. So in the jaws, there's maybe a 1/4 inch of play. So it's only one way though, and that's probably from shipping, because I'm sure that when they ship this out, no fault of their own, I'm sure when they shipped it out it was in line like this, and from being bounced around, the teeth found their way across, split like this, and then went all the way down like that. So that's probably what created the play. As you can see, I tried to go the opposite way that I want to, and it doesn't go any further, but this way it has play. Realistically, the first time I use it, it's probably get a little bent anyway. So my plan for this is to hook it up to my trailer mover. That's what I move my gooseneck around with and stuff like that. I've got like a 4-foot chain that will go perfect with this. So what I'll do is I'm gonna go get the trailer mover out, drag it over into the shop here, and I'll go over what we have to do to modify that to accept this. So I've got my trailer mover here. Obviously it sits this way, this top link, and then the bottom links are down there. I just got it set down here. And what I've got to hook onto this is a weldable D-ring. So basically this D-ring gets put onto here and then it gets welded on. Now the decision I have to make is, where do I want to put this on the trailer mover? And I'm kind of wondering, you know, do I want to put it down here? I'm worried if I put it down here, the chain's going to ride on the trailer hitch here a lot. I don't necessarily want the chain riding on this trailer hitch, which makes me think I should be putting it up here. And if I put it somewhere right in there, not that I ever use these as hay spears. I mean, I have the spears for this thing, but my forks also have the holes in them for the spears. So I don't really see myself using the spears, but I mean, I guess it wouldn't be a bad thing. The only concern I have about putting it this high is it's going to be a lot of strain on the top link, and that kind of concerns me. I wonder if I put it right below. I almost wish this wasn't here, because I feel like this would be a happy medium and that'd be kind of perfect. I'm going to go ahead and put it below, just because I don't want to put that much weight on the top link. I would rather have the weight spread on the bottom and try to put as minimal force on this top link as I can. So we're gonna go ahead and put it below. Again, this is a weldable D-ring, so I do have to get the welder out. Gotta grind all this surface down to bare metal, and then we'll get it welded on. Perfect. All right, we'll put this on here, figure where we want it to be. I think we just want it as high as possible. So I'll run it right there. It's gonna be a bear to weld, but, well, it's gonna be a bear to weld on the top, not the bottom. The bottom will be easy. Silver Sharpie will do. Okay, there's our lines. We'll just grind away here just to get the paint off. That's why I'm using a flap disc. Don't need to take any of the metal away, just need to get the paint off. Yeah, that'll work. That will work. I'm just gonna hit these edges real quick with the flap disc. This has got a bunch of grease on it from them making it. So you want to clean all this off before you start welding. You want this nice bare metal. I'm actually going to take this to the wire wheel over on my bench and just wire wheel the rest of it, because this will not accept paint well with all this grease on here. All right, now that it's all cleaned up, don't forget to put your D-ring in there before you start welding. You put it in like this and forget to do it, you're not getting this in there until you cut it off. I know it sounds stupid, but... All right, I need to grind off a ground to hook the welder to. I'm gonna grind a ground off on either this side or this side. All right, ground is ready. Time to hook up the welder. So before I get to welding, I'm gonna give you another disclaimer. I've said it before, I'm not a professional welder. I'm a farm welder at best. And that's exactly what we're doing here. So it might not be pretty, might not win any awards, but I do it so it works. And now that I've said that, let's get to work. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm just gonna throw a tack in here and probably a tack in there. That way I can remove my magnets out of my way. All right, now that I've got two tacks on the bottom here that are probably quite hot, and I'm not going to touch them, what I'll be able to do is flip this over, and I'll be able to stand this whole thing up and weld the top fully. So like I had mentioned before, this is kind of tough to get in there just because of this, and I'm guessing that we're gonna end up doing 2 rows of welds just because I've got such a big gap to fill. Like I said, it's not pretty, but what we'll end up doing is we'll do a second row of weld, fill it all in. While we're waiting for this side to cool, I'll flip it over and do the other side. So I ended up using a jack stand that'll hold this up in the place. Now there's a lot more room for me to move on this side, so I'm hoping this side looks a little bit better. Looks a little better. I thought I was at the end, but it was just my other tack. Well, I've certainly seen better welds, but I guess they're not too bad. I'm gonna turn the heat down a little bit so I can lay another on here without melting everything else. All right, I've adjusted the temperature a little bit. Let's see what this looks like. Ugh, ugly. So like I've said, I'm not a professional welder. That's why this is all just guessing game for me. I didn't go to school for it. I just learn as I go. I think that might be too cool. So I've turned the heat back up and I'm gonna flip this over and go back to the top side. Now that looks a little better. That looks way better to me. That don't look half bad. Let's try to replicate that on the bottom. See how ugly this one is? Let's try to make it look a little bit better. Well, that looks a little bit better. It's almost like I know what I'm doing, but I don't. So if you're a professional welder or have more welding experience than I do me a favor, leave a comment below with a timestamp on that bottom weld. You heard how it kept popping, popping, popping. I don't really know what that means. I don't know if I don't have the power high enough or something like that. So do me a favor, leave me a comment below with the timestamp of what time and what you think the problem is and how I can fix it. I like to learn, and if you can leave me a comment below that teaches me something, I'll gladly accept it. So the welds, they don't look too bad. A little moisture in the weld. That's probably from the grease, but they don't look too shabby. I think they'll hold, and I don't know. I guess we'll find out the first time I use it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this dry. Why do I keep saying dry? It is dry, I just welded it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let it cool down and then we'll throw some paint on it. In the meantime, I'm gonna clean up, let this cool down while I'm cleaning up. Once it's cool, we'll throw a coat of primer on it and we'll see what color spray paint I got in stock. Looks like a bunch of blacks. It might just be painted black. So while we're waiting for the D-ring to cool off, I've already cleaned up, but it's probably still way too hot to paint. I'll just give you a little demonstration of how it's gonna work. So let's imagine that this trailer mover's hooked up to the tractor, and you've got this here chain. So what's gonna happen is this chain is gonna hook onto this D-ring, like so. And then what you do is you have your imaginary log back here, and depending on where you hook it on the log, since this has got a hook end in it, you don't necessarily need to hook it right to the end of the chain. That way you're 5 feet away from the tractor. Depending on the length of the log or where you want it or where you hook it up, you can hook this swivel anywhere on this chain. And one-handed, it's super difficult. So like I was saying, you could take this swivel and hook it anywhere on this chain like so. Then what you can do with this spare chain, so you're not dragging it behind you, just take it, hook it right there, and this slack will just hang out of the way. You know, another thing you can do is, depending on how this works once it's hooked up, I could just divide this chain in two, have both hooks on the D-ring, find the middle link, which looks to be right here, and just hook it to the middle link. So essentially this is what it'll look like when you've got it hooked up to the tractor in front, the chain, and then the log tongs. These long tongs will just separate like this. You hook the log in there, and as this pulls, those come together, forcing pressure on this end, hooking it into the log. The harder you pull, the harder it hooks. It's a pretty simple design. People have been using this design for, I don't know, 100 years. So that'll be it for today's video. I do have to paint that still. It's just painting. I don't know why you'd want to see it. Do people enjoy watching paint dry? I don't know, leave a comment below if you enjoy watching paint dry. Because if you do, then I guess I'll include it on more videos. Yeah, the reason for me getting these log tongs is I've got a job coming up in 2 weeks. And I've got to cut down 5 maple that a friend of mine wants to take to the sawmill. Got to cut them down. He's got a tractor there, but unfortunately the tractor's not big enough to drag them out. And I really, my tractor's not going to be big enough to fork them out, so I'm going to take my tractor there and we're going to drag them out with this and probably use both tractors to get it up onto the trailer. That will be a video. I know I haven't done any chainsaw videos or anything like that, any wood cutting videos in a long time. It's just been raining here for so long that everything is so swampy you can't get anywhere. Thanks for watching today's video. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. I look forward to using these log tongs, and eventually when the video does come out, I'll put a little thing up here and you can watch them, but I guess if you watch this video in the next 2 weeks, you're not going to see that. Well, anywho, thanks for watching and have a great day.